Hello out there, we're on the air. It's curling night tonight. This is your host Ryan with you, bringing the latest draw from the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns presented by DoubleTakeout.com. Tonight's draw, our feature sheet, features a contest between Team LeClair of Coyotes taking on Team Meyer. I want to guess where Meyer's from, but I don't want to. I also don't want to. Meyer is from San Francisco Bay Area curling club. It looks like Meyer has the hammer to start the game, as LeClair has the broom down on the ice, ready to get going with first stones here. Rocks in play. We are underway with the first stone of tonight's draw number 5 of the men's pool play. In pool play, each team plays 3 opponents, and then there's semifinals and finals. Those will be contested on Saturday. The first shot will slip into the house, and so Meyer is just calling for a takeout. In a moment, I'll let you guys know what other sheets are in action, but you should also know that all the games scores are being posted to bondspieler.com. Bondspieler.com is our live scoring host provider. I was trying to think if there's a cooler name for it, but nope, live scoring host provider it is. So. Looks like the takeout is going to be made there. The shooter's going to stick around. And so I think LeClair is going to make a play on it as the teams are getting set to trade hits back and forth. Next shot coming from the lead for LeClair, and that would be Tom Danielson. Tom Danielson there. That hit's made, but the shooter, it looks like it rolls to the edge of the sheet out of, it stays in play, but it's not scoring at this point. And so the other teams can choose to ignore it, and that is what they are doing. So the net direct coming from Myers, Claire. And that would be, I believe.
What do you think about that, Ken? Like just thrown in.
I think that's Jeremy Sonke. Or Sonk. We will have fun facts as they are available. I do have to let you know that Team Meyer did not submit bios for this event, so I'm just going to make up facts about them as we continue through the game.
It sounds like you're like thinking you can have draw with. You can have draw with. Like, are you going to have your disc?
Net strike coming from Jeff Baird. All right. I couldn't hear myself, and then I realized I had to turn the headphones on. I hope you guys are having a great night. We have a great game on tap for you guys. Meyer has a broom down, looking for, I believe, just going to try and draw around the corner guard that was there. And Team Meyer, I think this is Adam Price. They could be trying to raise. No, I think they're going around the corner guard. They don't want to raise the red because they're not red. This looks pretty good. The ice has been pretty swingy through the event. We had Ken Pomeroy on the last game. He was saying that this ice is fantastic, which is great to hear. We do have a full warm room watching this event or otherwise socializing, so there might be a little bit more noise in the background than we usually do, but hopefully it won't be too much of a distraction. So it looks like LeClair has opted to follow Meyer down. And it rubs off of the yellow and rolls towards the center of the house. It looks like we're going to see a takeout coming from Team Meyer here. Trying to hold the line. Looks like it's going to be pretty close. Past the guard, going to roll under the guard and cross over to the other side. Just like John Edwards crossing over. That's a show that kids might not remember. To let you guys know about the other games on the ice. On sheet number A, we have a contest between Team Hernandez of Orange County Curling taking on Team Raju of San Francisco Bay Area. We have Team McBride on sheet B of Orange County taking on Team Barrett. Or Barrett? I'll double check with them. They're also from Orange County. Sheet C is our feature sheet. Again, LeClair taking on Meyer. And then on sheet number D, we have Team Aller from San Francisco taking on Team Fleming of Coyotes. So the rocks are being moved around a little bit, but right now it's Meyer sitting 2. And this is Jim throwing his first, I believe. Yes, Jim Muyo. And I think just looking to draw, put another rock in play. And this looks pretty good, as you can now see. It's around the guard. It kind of pokes out on the other side. So it looks like we have now for Team LeClair, Fred Matsey getting set in the hack. Okay, shots away. I think they're just going to try and follow that Meyer stone down and sit on top of him, or maybe scoot past them just a little bit, but buried behind the guard. And it did, I think, tap the yellow back a little bit. So after starting at the end off with trading some hits back and forth, we are now into a draw game for the second phase of this first round of play. This is Jim's second coming. So I am confused. And I guess that's not an unusual state of affairs for me to be confused. Okay, yeah, so Meyer does still have the hammer. I was counting rods and trying to see who was going last. And it is Meyer. So Meyer puts another one on top of the red that's in the house. And Bob LeClair makes his way down the ice. And I think they're just going to try that draw again. And I think this time they're going to try and draw around the cover and sit probably on the button, the center of the house. So looking for the draw. They're pretty happy with the weight. Now they're jumping on it. I think it might come up a little light. So I think LeClair is not in too much difficulty for not having the hammer this end. They're not shot; they're second. But I think it's hard for them to get the second stone, or it'd be hard for Meyer to get the LeClair stone out of play. And they're kind of clogging up the draw paths to score a second point. So will Meyer get set in the hack? Looking to draw. Pardon me. This looks like it might be over curling, and it does chip off the red, push the red into the house, and trying to much things up a little, and that might actually help Meyer for their last shot. LeClair and Matsy are talking it over as Baird approaches to kind of look at the situation. LeClair kind of has a shot in mind. He's headed down the ice, explaining the situation to his teammates. So I said this might help Meyer, because if you look at how the rocks are lined up, I don't know. It might be tough. I don't know if Meyer could get his yellow onto the red, onto the yellow, onto the red, and push the red out of play. So it's a tricky situation. We'll see what happens with LeClair's last. I thought about timing the rock, but I stopped to stop my stopwatch. So I think they're just looking to put the guard back up to prevent Meyer from trying that double, triple run back idea that I was looking at. I don't know if the angles are still there. A technical timeout. That when they raise their arms and it acts, it's a technical timeout. Oh, they threw the wrong rock. That is what happened. I can tell the difference between colors. So, curling is a great sport in this situation. If they throw the wrong color stone, all that really happens is they just trade out the stones, and that's all that happens. So the shot still happened, and Meyer still gets to make his last shot. So I think they're looking at maybe trying to draw through this port, kind of on the right side of the mid-center line, and I think looking to chip out the LeClair red rock. I don't know if they're going to hit it with enough force to get it moving out of the way, out of the forefoot. Because, I mean, you can see like the teeniest sliver from this view. And then if you look at the overhead, it might be 2 or 3 inches exposed. So with the right weight, the right curl, I think you can get to it. But again, can you get to it with the right amount of weight? So I think they've changed the approach, or they're looking at a different set of rocks than I was looking at. I think they're going to try and take on that pile of rocks to do a multiple angle run back to score 2. This is going to be a heck of a shot. We're going to see a lot of granite move if the shot is successful. All right, that's a little less weight than I was expecting. Should move some rocks around.
Watch out!
Oh, goodness. That almost worked. I don't know if it almost worked the way they had planned, but it almost worked in a way that worked. So that's a great, that was a possibly great outcome. The LeClair stone was pushed through the center of the house. Not enough to be totally gone and to allow yellow to score more than 1, but yellow does get that 1 point. And they're going to take a brief minute timeout, and we will too. And we'll be right back to the 2024 MoPac Mixed Club, the MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns, coming to you live from Coyotes Curling Club. And the MoPac 2024 Men's and Women's Club Playdowns is presented by DoubleTakeout.com. Each week on DoubleTakeout.com, Ken Pomeroy breaks down the statistics of the top men's and women's teams in the world to see how they rank. One of the best rankings in the world, according to Pomeroy. You can see how each team fares, how they rise and fall, and how they might compare against their opponents in terms of like hammer efficiency, steel efficiency, and more. That's all on DoubleTakeout.com. We are fully underway here in the second end as Meyer's lead Jeremy delivers a guard. LeClair's taking a look to see if it's on the center line. I don't think it is. I think they're going to try and draw around it. We are playing the no tick rule, which means that for the first 5 rocks of an end, if a rock is on the center line guard, not touching the house, it can't be removed by an opponent, or it can't be moved off the center line by an opponent. So it can't be pushed in the house, and it can't be moved off the center line. If it does, it's a foul. The offending stone is removed, and the original stone is replaced. So looking to draw around there. And it looks like it's possibly a corner guard. Oh no, it slips into the house. Some of these rocks are surprising me. Net struck coming from Jeremy. I think they're also trying to draw around that center guard. And it's another corner guard. So the play is being drawn to the center of the sheets. A strategy that often favors the team that doesn't have the hammer and is throwing last.
Karen, are you going
Second stone coming from Tom Danielson. He was the champion of the 2017 Senior National Bonspiel. Was also the 2018 MoPac Mixed Fours champion. And a whole bunch more. We'll revisit him as this game progresses. So I think they're looking to, it's going to be, I think, a guard. Well, it slips into the ring, so it's not a guard. I might stop calling guards for a few moments. Meyer's looking for a takeout. There's a potential double there. And this is going to be Adam Price's first. Looking for 2. Looks like it's going to over curl into the yellow guard. So it's not quite a double takeout, and it's not quite on the opponent's stones. It does open things up, and it does allow LeClair to kind of take advantage of the situation. We are in the second end. LeClair has hammer. This is Jeff Baird's first, I believe. Jeff was also on the championship team at the 2017 Senior National Bonspiel. He's also won Bonspiels at McCall, Coyotes, Missoula, and St. Louis. And this is I think, going to be in the house. Splits the rings. So this is a really good opportunity shaping up for LeClair. And I think Meyer wants to take on that double takeout again. This is going to be close. It's going to get 1. And the shooter's going to roll out. Oh, he got 1. He's got 2. That double takeout was presented by doubletakeout.com. This is going to be close. It's going to get 1. And the shooter's going to roll out. Oh, he got 1. He's got 2. That was a great shot there by Adam Price. Net shot coming from Jeff Baird. This is going to be a takeout on the yellow, I believe. If it sticks around, it kisses the yellow. And like ships in the night, they pass by. Well, they didn't pass, they collided. So that metaphor does not work. Now Jim's going to try and take out the remaining red in the house. I think it's going to be close again. Oh, it's going to flash. So now Meyer was doing really good cleaning up, and now LeClair has the opportunity again. I think they're going to try and split the rings again. That's a really solid way to get 2 points or more. This is Fred Maxey here pushing out a hat device. He competed at the 1994 Canadian Brier. That's the Canadian Men's National Championship. One of the premier curling events of all time. Started about 100 years ago, actually, in the 1920s. And it's one of those great events. If you ever have a chance to see it in person, I hear lots of great things about it. So that is the shot stun that Maxey just delivered, and so Meyer's going to ask Muyo to take it out. This one looks better. And it's been a kiss again. Strangers in the night. And the shooter rolls out of the house. So this is Maxie's second here. Again, trying to split the reins. Needs to make sure it gets into the house. They're really pushing it. Danielson is. Bear jumps on it too. In the house, going to usher it back to the behind the tee line to the back eight.
Start, stop, timeouts, technical timeouts. You already have a little hit. Fourth end break. Someone threw the wrong rock color. You can remember what time recently. Some people have better organizational skills than others.
So again, Myers heads down the ice. He's going to do the takeout himself. His shot's away, looking to take it out. I think they want to stick around because it basically gives LeClair something to hit, to focus LeClair's attention. So the hit's made, the shooter rolls out of play, and so I think LeClair is going to do the same type of shot. Bob LeClair, again, an extensive history of competition, including participating in the 1993 Canadian Brier. And if you don't know, the Brier is the Canadian Men's National Championship. I don't know if anyone's mentioned it in the past 10 minutes, but it is one of the premier events of curling of all time. And if you ever have a chance to go, I would recommend it. I've never been, but I hear great things. This is LeClair's first here of 2 stones with the hammer here in the second end. I think they're going to try and draw to the top 4. Oh no, they're going to draw to the wing like they have been. And again, just as Meyer was kind of wanted maybe to focus LeClair's attention on that left side of the sheet, LeClair is doing the same thing. That's the same type of shots. And I think they're going to try the takeout again. And they want to roll towards the center, hopefully under the red, to make it harder for LeClair to pick out. But right now it's looking like LeClair's going to score 2 points here, which is what you want to do when you have the hammer. The worst outcome would be to miss, and LeClair has a chance to score 3. You kind of have to look at the pros and the cons. This is I think the best shot. Here's Myers is last without hammer here in the second. Looks like they're going to make contact. Oh no, it flashed! Oh, why do I keep mentioning the worst possible outcome and then it happens? They talked about an announcer jinx, and I never thought it happens, but apparently it does. So unfortunate miss there for Meyer, and now the door is wide open for Bob LeClair to put up a crooked number 3 here in the second. Just needs to draw and touch any part of the house to get that 3rd point. So I'm going to time this rock. So we were seeing the ice being maybe a little on the slow side. The sweepers are going at it right now. I think it's there. But also, I think they want to make sure they hit the red on the right side, and they do. And so the third red spills in the house, and that is a score of 3 for Team LeClair. And just like that, it's a whole new ball game. And we'll be right back as we continue with our live coverage of the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns presented by DoubleTakeout.com. All right, we are back. During the intermission, one of Team LeClair came into the warm room basically briefly and said that the rock that flashed appeared to have maybe picked something on the ice because it looked pretty good, and then until it wasn't. So we've seen a couple of picks so far today at the tournament. And so I guess it underscores the importance of making sure that you're trying to keep the ice surface clean, and you're cleaning the under part of the stone just to avoid any foreign object from disrupting the path of the rock. So just it was an unfortunate miss. Also, it's unfortunate how it happened. We'll definitely see how Meyer can respond here. LeClair starts the end off by throwing the rock into the house. So taking a look around the rings, it seems like we are at the fastest pace, especially as this rock goes zooming down the way. The LeClair rock goes away and the Meyer stone sticks around. And now LeClair's going to make a play on the Meyer stone. Okay, most of the games are through their second end. Actually, all the games are through their second end. And the scores are updated on bondspieler.com just like that. How great. So on sheet A, we have Team Raju from San Francisco Bay Area up 3-0 over Team Hernandez of Orange County. Looks like this takeout is made. The shooters don't stick around. Raju's stole 2 in the first, and they stole a single in the second to get to where they are. On sheet number B, we have Team McBride taking on Team Burnt? Burnt. They're burnt. Team Burnt. Team McBride had the hammer, but they gave up a steal of 3 to Burnt in the first, and then McBride converted the hammer in the second. It is currently 3-2 Burnt. And trading the hits back and forth, and this Meyer stone is going to go out of the house. It's going to remain in play, though. Sheet C. This is our feature sheet. We saw LeClair.
Go to the house.
The score is not correct on Bondspieler. We'll fix that. On sheet D, Team Aller taking on Team Fleming. Fleming from Coyotes is up 3-0 over Aller. Fleming from Coyotes again, and Aller from San Francisco. Looks like LeClair is drawing in. And I'll be right back in just a moment.
Oh, this is probably lemon.
Are you doing Bonspieler, Ken? No, someone's doing it. It's just the score on Steve's not correct, as I understand it. And I'm on the mic. No, I'm not. All right, looking at Jeff Barrett here, looking to draw in. And that draw is made, and now Meyer's going to take it out, wasting no time, which can be important. Time hasn't been too big of a factor so far in this tournament, but you can see there are digital clocks in the background. Each team has 30 minutes of thinking time to complete their 8 ends of play. If the game goes to an extra end, some additional time is allotted. However, if they run out of time, it's no bueno, and essentially the team loses. So trading the hits back and forth, this is shaping up to be a blank. And we are getting Bonspieler fixed. Appreciate the comments from the YouTube commentariat. Maxey is getting set in the hat. So in addition to playing up in Canada, he's been in the U.S. for quite a while. He went to mixed nationals 7 times, including winning the championship in 2016. And then last year he won the U.S. Senior Championship. And again, the hits made, just trading the hits back and forth. And this war room's got a little quiet because everyone's eating. Here's Jim's next shot coming, looking for a takeout. It is kind of crazy how quiet the war room's gotten. And the shot made, and now LeClair is going to do the hit again. So if you were to trade hits back and forth, what sort of hits would you do? Would you do like Taylor Swift, or would you do the Beatles, Rolling Stones? Or would you be like a boxer and like George Foreman it up? Like body blow, body blow. Everything I know about boxing I learned from the NES game Punch-Out that I've never played. So that last hit ended. The shooter ended up being out of the house, I believe, or it might be nibbling, but basically it could have inspired Meyer to change strategies, but they're just going to keep trading hits back and forth. So I think it has motivated LeClair to change strategies, because if you don't have the hammer, you want to try and either steal or force the other team to only a single point. And so now, after trading hits back and forth, there's a guard, and so LeClair's going to try and make a play on the guard by going around it. Looking to draw. I think keeping it high wouldn't be a bad outcome. Top 4, top 8.
It's
Got about 14-3. And that's going to be good for, I believe, top 4. And that is where it ends up. So the ice is, I think, getting closer to its normal speed in what I've seen. My experience with Coyotes ice is pretty much from these competitions. So someone who plays with this club regularly might have a different opinion about the ice speed. The rock is exposed, so Meyer is going to make a play on it. Jim has the broom down for his skip. And rocks away. And contact's made. The shooter rolls out of play, as does the original LeClair stone. So LeClair might try that shot again. Seems like they're giving him more ice. And maybe they're trying to see if Meyer might nose hit the LeClair rock if it sticks around, and then if the Meyer stone sticks around, it's a force of 1. That could be the strategy in play here. So Bob LeClair has played in 7 provincial men's championships. The provinces include Ontario, Manitoba, and Nova Scotia. He's also played on the World Tour for 24 years. So this looks to be a little up weight. It's going to settle in the back of the house, I believe, or back 8, full back 8. And so it is fully open. And so I think they are trying just to see if Myers makes just the slightest mistake and sticks around for either a force of 1 or a steal of 1. I think definitely the way the end was going, it definitely seemed to favor either LeClair in this situation or just Meyer blanking and taking the chance in the subsequent end. Looking for a blank. This is Myers' last here in the 3rd. It looks like it's going to be close. Around the guard. Oh, and it does stick around. It does nose hit. So it is a force of 1. I believe Bob LeClair would be happy with that outcome as he reclaims the hammer for the 4th end. And we will see that when we come back to the 2024 Men's and Women's Club Playdowns presented by DoubleTakeout.com. We are back to the 4th end of our featured game between Team LeClair of Coyotes curling taking on Team Meyer, San Francisco Bay Area curling. This is the lead rock coming from Jeremy Sonke. Looks like most of the teams are about to finish their third end. Jeremy's first stone was a rock that slipped into the top of the house.
Don't say okay unless you have.
This is Danielson's first. Tom Danielson, his other accomplishments include being a champion at the 2018 Pacific Invitational. I don't want to screw the name up, but it was the international division. Does make contact on the Meyer stone, and the shooter does roll to the right wing of the house. Broom down as Jeremy gets set in the hat here. Going to start trading takeouts again here. And this looks like it's going to just kiss the red, pushes it further towards the edge of the house, but it does not get rid of it. And so now LeClair has the opportunity to guard, which is what he's going for. He could also possibly split the rings, and then Meyer would be really chasing for the rest of the end. This is one of the kind of the fun things about this event is you get to see teams of different skill levels really kind of see how they fare against teams really eager to compete at an event like this. So we have kind of some seasoned veterans like Matsy and LeClair and Baird and Danielson, and then we have some newer faces. And it's really great to see them come out, and also for both the men's and the women's fields. It's one of the ways to help grow the sport, and curling is such a fun sport. It's really great to share. A net struck coming from Adam Price. I think looking for a double here. No, not a double. And just missed, unfortunately. I wonder if it was the wrong handle or something picked, perhaps. But now LeClair is holding the high hand, which might be a poker term. I don't know. Here comes the net shot from Jeff. Jeff was also at the pick 2018 champion. I think this team's been together a while because they share a lot of accomplishments, which is great to say. I mean, it's great when teams are able to stick together, but also sometimes players have to split up and go their own way for a while. In this case, it looks like Jeff's going to have draw into the house. And now the double's got to be there. Meyer's got the broom down, not wasting a moment's hesitation to get the shot dialed in. Broom down for Adam. Okay, the release is pretty good. It looks like it's a little tight. Or a little wide, pardon me, a little wide. And it looks like they're trying to push it back over, but it's not going to get back. Oh my goodness. So there could be something in Adam's release or delivery that I would need to look at more. Also, maybe the ice is stay straighter if you throw with more weight. These are things that teams are looking for. And right now, Team LeClair is looking at a great opportunity here. So after setting up the right side of this house, they are now going to split the rings and really have Meyer chasing. The situation set up for LeClair to score 2 or more here. I said they were going to split the house. No, they're just going to draw into the pile. I do expect to see Granite fly at some point. I mean, they have the rewards miles. They got the voucher. They're going to check in on the plane. They're going to check their bag, and they're going to see Granite fly. So Meyer's going to try a different line, maybe see if that'll help. Let's see what Jim has dialed up here. They're going to hit something. Unless something goes entirely weird, they're going to hit something. Got the speed. Looks like the line's pretty good. What's it going to do? It's going to get one, and the shooter's going to roll out of play without making contact with another red. So I'm trying to think of an airplane analogy that describes the situation, but I really can't. But they did get rid of one of the 4 LeClair stones that was in the house, or that were in the house. Grammar. That does improve the situation for Meyer. Here's Fred Maxey's first, I believe. Yes, this is first. And now are they going to split the house? Yes, they are. They're splitting the rings. And this might be something that I should learn from watching LeClair, because I would probably split the rings a lot sooner than he did, but it's working for him. So it's working for him to have waited for a little bit longer to have split the rings. And again, Meyer has the broom down for Jim Muyo to make Granite fly. Let's see if Jim has takeoff. Sweepers are just walking with the rock, and I think they got 2, I believe. So it does appear that they got 2 of the reds out of the way. The rings are still split, and so LeClair is still set to score 2 here. And I wonder if LeClair's looking to see how he might get 3 or more. 3 stones to go for LeClair, 2 for Meyer. After this end, we're going to take a 5-minute break. I might do some around the rings coverage with the smartphone in the warm room, because that's what we can do sometimes. So Maxey's last here. I think they're going to try and maybe tap the red back a little bit. It does tap the red back behind the tee line. There's a potential double here. There's not a triple really, unless something goes. There's no triple. Just based on the angles. So Myers hustles down the ice to get set, talks things over with his team, his front end. As Jim has the broom down, I think looking to double those reds out. Again, looking to see some Granite fly. Looks like he's got 1. Is he going to get 2? Does not. The shooter rolls to the wing. And so now LeClair's still in good shape for 2 or more. Looking like 3, perhaps. I would give maybe the odds about 45%. So if you were to run a curling-themed airline, what would you name it? Like Granite Air would be okay, I think. Aside from picturing rocks flying is interesting. All right, LeClair just set in the hat. Again, looking to basically put the rock back to where it was with Maxie's last. Looks like it could be a little tight. Maybe looking for a plan B, perhaps. I think if it could... Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So this could be a situation where Meyer can get away with only giving up one. So those reds are stacked on top of each other. They're not frozen. There's about 4 inches separating them. Looking at the overhead view here that we have in the warm room. So Meyer could try to double those reds out. He could also just like really like I was thinking he could like nose hit the reds and stick around, and then it would be hard. It would basically force LeClair to try and chip that Meyer stone out. But like seeing that yellow rock in front of the reds, I don't know if that shot is there. Looks like they are going to try the double. Asking for a little more ice, I believe. So this is a big shot coming now from Will Meyer. It looks like it's going to be a little wide, or a little narrow, pardon me. Oh, wide. I think wide works. Anyway, unfortunate miss there from Will Meyer. Now the door is open for LeClair to add another red in the house, score 4, and take another cricket number into the 4th end break. They do need to essentially be full 12 foot to score that 4th point. So it's been a good couple ends for LeClair, where he's basically just drawing for multiple points. They are escorting it down the ice. I got 13-6, so maybe just a little on the heavy side. But it's going to stick around and sit behind the button for 4. That's another great end played by Team LeClair. And they're going to take a 7-2 lead into the 5th end when we return to the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns, coming to you live from Coyotes Curling Club. And just again, a reminder that this event is brought to you by DoubleTakeout.com. DoubleTakeout.com is a vast data repository of curling statistics compiled by Ken Pomeroy. And if anyone knows statistics, that's Ken Pomeroy. Each week throughout the competitive season, Ken Pomeroy updates the website to rank the top men's and world's teams throughout the world. The other kind of cool thing is that you can sort teams based on their country, so you can see who might be the up-and-comers from Canada, Sweden, the U.S., and more. That's all on DoubleTakeout.com. we will return in just a moment with more coverage from the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns. All right, we're going to go around the rings real quick. Just kind of recapping how the other sheets are doing. Team McBride exchanged fist bumps because McBride made, I think, a pretty good takeout there on sheet number B. And sheet number B features Team McBride playing with the Red Rocks and Team Barents playing with the Yellows. And I can't see the score. No, it looks like they're tied. Very cool. 3-all. Here we are finishing the fourth end. This looks to be the last rock of the end coming down the ice. Let's see if we can get a better view here. I think there maybe... Oh, interesting. So it's good for one. Team Barents takes a 1-point lead headed into their fourth end break. Sheet number A is about to get started with their fifth end. Got 17 seconds left in their break. And I definitely appreciate all the volunteers here helping with the timing. And hopefully they don't mind my looking over the shoulder. Hernandez is playing with the Red Rocks, and Team Raju is playing with the Yellows. And it looks like Raju has a 3-2 lead as they're about to get ready with their first rock here in the fifth end. Sheet number C is still on their fourth end break. Again, Team LeClair is putting on a master class of curling strategy against Team Meyer from San Francisco Bay Area. And then heading over to sheet number D. It looks like they're about to start their fourth end break. It's a 5-minute break. And I'm going to peek over the scorekeeper's shoulder in a moment. Excuse me. All right, so looking at sheet number D, Team Aller playing with the Red Rocks is facing Team Fleming with the Yellows. And right now it appears to be all Fleming with a 5-0 lead into the fourth end break. So teams are playing up to 8 ends of regulation. Teams can choose to resign early if they want. Oh my goodness gracious. I keep forgetting to change the camera. I gotta stop doing that. All right, next time I'll do it right. So my video setup can handle 4 simultaneous video feeds, and so I have to manually add the iPhone supplements. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You can kind of see this is the iPhone camera. I definitely appreciate my friend and colleague Stefan from helping to provide the technology. Hope to show you more of it as we continue this game. Rocks are underway here on our feature sheet number C. Back to the action.
That's always fun. They got a big old stack of rooms.
So we have one more draw tonight. If you come back at 9 p.m., you will see some women's playdown round robin action. As our feature game will see a Team Juilliard take on Team Walsh. And that's at 9 p.m. Mountain here on the MoPac YouTube channel. And then on Friday we have a quadruple header planned. We have quadruple headers planned for Friday and Saturday, and a double header on Sunday. On Friday and Saturday, for most of the time, the times are the same. We have 9, 12:30, 4:30, and 8 or 8:30, depending on the nightcap. That's the difference there. So if you want a full day of curling action tomorrow, join us at 9 a.m. and then stay tuned for 12:30, 4:30, and 8. Lots of curling to come, and I'm glad you guys are here to check it out. So it looks like LeClair is trying to draw in. I think Meyer put up a corner guard to try to ignore it, but now there's two reds there, and I think now they want to take it out just to minimize the potential of LeClair stealing a crooked number. Net stone coming from Jeremy. Looking for a double. It's going to get one. Is it going to get two? He's got one as it goes through the back of the house, but the other red was only just glanced at and moves to the left wing of the house. So Danielson's next draw. I don't understand this throwing order. I might have gotten confused here. So there's two reds in the house for Adam Price to take on. Let's keep an eye on his release. A little bit of a fishtail after he let go. Needs to come back to the left here. Unless they're drawing around. They were drawing around. They're trying to generate some offense. It kisses off of the yellow guard, settles in at the top tight guard in front of the house. I wonder if Danielson and Baird threw out an order. No, that doesn't make sense. But this is Baird's stone. I think just looking to draw around those guards, those yellow guards, but I think it's going to be a little too tight and wreck on the guard. And so Danielson stops sweeping. And it just barely makes contact with the yellow guard. And so now it creates a not quite a movable force, but a slightly harder to movable force for Price's last here. I think they're looking to hit and roll. So, Meyer, at this point, I think needs to be thinking about how he's going to generate multiple point scores to try and get back into this game. And this looks like a good start. Hit and roll is accomplished. That was a great shot from Adam. This is Jeff's next shot. I think someone threw out of order because I'm seeing I think 3 reds back there. Looking to draw around those center rocks, and looks like mission accomplished. And looking to finish to sit right on top of that yellow in the back of the tee line. The red pushes the yellow to the back 4, and now it is red LeClair shot rock. So Jim's shot now, I think, looking to draw around. I think maybe just a little up weight, I think, to try and move the red off of the button, but it might just kiss it. Oh, and it actually worked out really well. That was a great shot. Here's Jeff's last. I think trying to draw around the pile again. It looks tight. It's going to wreck on the guards. Not a bad outcome, though. It does clog up the front and makes it harder for Meyer to get into the house. I guess I can't count. It looks like the rocks are in the correct order. I'm just spacing a little bit. Oh my goodness. So Jim's next stone here looks like it's going to raise the yellow, but how far is it going to raise the yellow to? It's going to raise it to the back 4. That's another great shot there. 2 great shots from Jim. So now it appears Meyer is sitting 1, 2, and 4, while LeClair is 3 and 5 in terms of the shot order. There is a bit of a port for LeClair to take on. And this is a situation where I don't think either team is going to let off the gas. It's definitely full steam ahead until the final shot, or until the game is out of reach. So there's no real chance that LeClair would say, "Oh, giving up 2 is going to be okay." I mean, if they had to give up 2, they'll give up 2, but I don't think they'll be conservative for their shot calling. As Barrett has the broom down, I think they're going to try and draw the ports. If it's light, that's not a bad outcome. Danielson's walking the stone down the ice. I haven't seen Maxey lately. Oh, that's what happened. So it kind of wrecks on the red. It does push the red into the house. So that is what happened. I will ask to see if people might know what happened, but it looks like Maxey has left the game, and the LeClair has been playing as a trio. So the door's open for Meyer to put another rock in play. And Jim has the broom down for Meyer to draw. I think they might need to be careful to not set up a weird angle raised takeout of sorts. But that could also end up being disastrous for LeClair, so he might not take it on. Make sure it's around the guard. As soon as it's out around the guard, I think they're going to go off of it. And they do. Jeff starts sweeping to send it to the back 12. So they kind of maybe indicated a line for LeClair to take with his last. So they're talking it over. LeClair's looking over the angles with Jeff Baird. The situation is that Meyer is sitting 2 right now. LeClair has the next 1. And there's kind of a mishmash of red and yellows throughout the rest of the outer rings of the house. So they're looking over what they might do. I definitely think they're looking to draw. I think they're looking to maybe keep it high, or actually they may be changing it to do perhaps an in-off. See where Jeff has the broom. I think if they maybe want to hit on the inside of the red on the right of Jeff's broom and roll in towards the center. I think that's the call that they've decided on. It's a challenging shot, but let's see if Bob LeClair has it dialed in. Looks like it's going to be close. Trying to push over a little bit more. It hit. Oh, it rolls over the top of those yellows and rolls to the back 8. So now Meyer has a chance to get 3 here. I don't think there's a shot for them to get 4. They could do like a heavy draw on the right to maybe push the red back to get 4. That's a dangerous shot, though. I mean, sometimes like, trying to get back into a curling game is like eating an elephant. You just, go to the elephant buffet, get a huge slab of elephant and start chowing down. Actually, obviously we know the the metaphor is that you eat an elephant one bite at a time. So you want to get multiple points, but you don't need to get a huge number to start.
Maybe they play off the red on the outside.
So the Meyer rink is looking it over on the ice house. The warm room is looking over from the warm, comfy confines of the Coyotes Curling Club warm room. They could also be looking at a really long run back. Meyer is kind of looking to line things up. And they decided to do the draw. That's the safe shot. They have 2 right now, and this is a bonus for 3.
I think that I was,
And here we go. This is Will Myers' last.
that might change my confidence.
A draw for 3.
I didn't realize that.
Looks pretty close. Needs to make sure it gets to almost like a piece of the forefoot. It could be a little light. Jim joins in the sweeping. Is it going to get there? Do they have enough?
That's a good point, yeah.
And they do not. So it's a 2. Score 2.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, if you're going to throw your draw light,
Exactly.
So Meyer gets 2 back. It is now a 7-4 LeClair lead heading into the 6th end, and we'll be right back in just a moment. All right, welcome back to the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns, brought to you by DoubleTakeout.com. Rocks and Play. We are underway here in the 6th end. So I was asking the warm room about what happened to Fred Maxey, and he had a family occasion he wanted to make. So that's why he left the game early, and doesn't seem to have impacted the team drastically. Danielson's throwing 3 rocks. Jeff Barrett's throwing the second set of 3 rocks and holding the room for LeClair to throw the last 2 stones. So that is what's going on with Team LeClair. Apologies for all the confusion that I saw, like trying to process what was going on the ice. So LeClair has a hammer here in the 6th end, controlling the hammer on even ends, which is a goal a lot of teams aspire to. And this is the second stone coming from Jeremy Sonke. And it does wreck on the guards. It does hit the center line guard, but the center line guard wasn't dislodged from the center line, and also it was their own stone. The yellow shooter does roll to the wing, and LeClair's asking Danielson to take it out, I think to hit and roll towards the center. So looking for a hit and roll. Looks like it might over curl to stick around, but it's going to be close. Actually, really good. It doesn't move far enough, actually. So now Meyer's going to, I think, make a play on the red or draw around it. For Adam Price's shot here. It's over curling a little bit. I think it's going to hit the yellow center guard again. And the yellow center guard that they hit didn't go far enough to touch the house. But now there's a lot of center clutter, and I think LeClair is looking to maybe clean up house. Looking for a double peel there. Yep. Just based on how he touched his shoulder. Looking for that double peel. It's just like that song, "Put Your Hand on My Shoulder." I know that's not the name of the song. So it's one, and then the LeClair shot stone is also hit and goes out of play. So it's an open house with some center guards. And Adam Price is looking to draw around all those center guards. Looks like it's a little tight again. It might impact on the red rock. LeClair moves up, but it's not going to do anything that he can use. Now there's a mini wall of red in front of that yellow stone that's close to the house.
Are they playing each other?
Yeah. Oh wait, yeah, they are, right? Our teams are playing each other? Oh, that's right. If Cornell is just long. Yeah, Cornell's one.
So it looks like Jeff Baird is going to try the draw around. So it's definitely around the guard. It's going to slip into the house. Where is it going to stop? It's going to stop in the back four. Right on the line. Right on the ring. So it looks like Meyer wants Jim to follow Baird down the ice. Weight looks pretty good, maybe just a smidge light, which isn't too bad. Actually, it looks pretty good. Pretty good. So now Meyer is shot, and it's going to be a little hard to pick out that yellow shot stone as Baird delivers his next stone. I think they're basically going to throw soft hack weight to try and pick out that yellow, but it's going to over curl. It crashes, and the one of the reds goes out of play. One of the yellows got pushed further into the house. So now it is Team Meyer sitting 1 and 3, and Baird sitting second shot. So this is Jim's last. Said line only, I believe. And it's going to put up a guard and really block LeClair from trying to do anything directly with those yellows in the house for at least one rock. I think it's possible for LeClair to get rid of 2 of those Meyer rocks. And I think LeClair is asking Baird just to kind of open things up. But let's see here, it's going to peel one of the yellow guard that was just put up. And so now Meyer's probably going to put that guard back up again. All right, looks like the not quite a guard. It does protect the yellows that are in the house. But I think there's an easy double there for LeClair to sit on. Easy for him, not easy for me. I have a hard time making doubles. LeClair makes his way down the ice. Looking for some granite to fly. Bob clears first here. It's 1, and that's it. So now it is Meyer sitting 1 and 3, and LeClair sitting 2 and 4. Doing the do-si-do, which is a cookie and a dance. I mean, that's a double threat right there. It looks like Meyer's going to put that guard back up. Weight looks pretty similar to his last shot. It's probably going to, it could go even deeper than his first.
How do you explore, right?
And looks like it ends up in a pretty similar position as Myers is first. And so LeClair to try and take there's well, he could take it on, but there's no way that it would get rid of the yellow shot stone. And so it looks like LeClair's just going to try and draw for one. Basically needs a piece of the lid, needs a piece of the button there. Basically kind of on the right white space next to the Lodge logo in the center of the rings.
No matter what,
So LeClair was talking it over with Danielson, and now they're heading down the ice. I guess maybe he took a look and didn't see what he was thinking that he thought he saw at the home side or the delivery side, the playing end of things, where the rucks end up. And then after taking a quick look-see, LeClair's making his way back down the ice. So looking for a draw, looking for a piece of the button. This is LeClair's last. With the hammer here in the sixth. I think it's almost like throwing it away because it's not going to get back. And he was content to give up the one. So Myers steals one here in the sixth end. LeClair carries the hammer to the seventh end, and we'll be right back when we continue with our coverage of the 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns presented by DoubleTakeout.com. And we're back to our live coverage of the 2024 Men's and Women's Club Playdowns, coming to you live from the Coyotes Curling Club. This is your host, Ryan. We have an interesting last couple ends. It looks like LeClair was had his foot on the gas, and looks like Myers has found a way to kind of claw his way back into this game. There's currently a 7-5 contest with 2 ends to go. Excuse me. Looks like after both teams put up a couple center guards, Meyer went to the back of the house and is looking to put another rock into play. And looks pretty good. Meyer sitting 2 right now. And now LeClair is looking for some cleanup action from Tom Danielson. Team LeClair is playing as a trio after the Vice, Fred Metzi, left for a family celebration. So that was a good shot, a great shot from Danielson as it gets one of the yellows out of play, promotes one of the reds into the house. And so it is now a Meyer still seeing shot, but now LeClair has second shot. This is Adam Price's rock coming down the way. I think just looking to draw, put another rock into the top of the house. This could be over curling. They need to be careful that it doesn't wreck entirely on the red, and it will. Okay, but actually it ends up in a good spot. I was worried it was going to hit and roll open, roll exposed, but actually it freezes essentially on top of that red in the top of the house. And so it's going to be difficult for LeClair to get rid of it. This is Jeff Barron's nest here. I think looking to move those 2 frozen rocks around. It gets the red out of the way and shifts the yellow to the right of the house, under cover. And so now the situation is changed. I think definitely it favors Meyer because they're sitting 2. As Jim Muyo gets set in hack. And they're looking to make a play on the red. Or were they? I'm wrong. They're actually putting up a guard to protect their shot stone, which made sense. So it looks like LeClair's looking to try and open up the center with the Bears next rock here. So it's going to go 1. This is the second one, and that's a double takeout brought to you by doubletakeout.com. It's the rock here. So it looks like the great line and just kind of wings the yellow that was in the back of the forefoot there. A great shot. So next rock's underway, and now it looks like Meyer's going to have Jim draw around on the left side here. This is also going to I said over curl. It's going to get. Oh, it kisses the guard. I thought it was going to get past it. And Jim thought so as well. Kind of giving a sad shake of his head after seeing that the shot was missed. So the situation for LeClair is still not optimal. Meyer sitting 1, LeClair sitting the second shot. It is possible for perhaps LeClair to hit the red on top of the yellow. I don't think they're looking at that as Barrett makes his way down the ice to talk things over. Okay, I think they're looking at it now. So I think Barrett saw it, and I think he had to maybe talk to LeClair about it. So I think what's going to happen is to hit the. Okay, I want to see how the shot develops before I speak further. I think they want to hit the red onto the yellow. Let's see what happens. So it looks like, okay, I think they maybe look. Oh wow! So it hit off the yellow and rolled over the top of the red to the top of the forefoot to be shot stone. It is exposed somewhat. You can kind of see that this port is pretty darn narrow. I think almost non-existent, especially from this angle. When you look at it from the overhead, the red is pretty high up, so he might be able to kind of see where they're on the left side, kind of start on the left side and curl towards the center, and then get past that yellow guard and just again kind of hit the red just past the face on the right side. So to get the red out and spin the yellow under the rest of the guards. So 3 games are on the ice. 1 game appears to have concluded. I'll double check the score to see how that ended. As Will Meyer gets set in the hat, I think kind of talking to his front end about how the shot is going to go down. And I think they're looking to just hit that red out. It's going to be close, or maybe running the yellow back onto the red. But it's going to crash on the guard and roll to the top 12. So we have 3 games on the ice. The 1 game that wrapped early is on sheet B. Team McBride defeated Team Burnt 10-4. The other games still in play are on sheet A. Team Hernandez of Orange County facing Team Raju from San Francisco Bay Area. Hernandez put up a 4 spot in the 7th to take a 7-6 lead here in the 8th. Raju has a hammer coming home. Sheet C is our feature sheet. LeClair is holding on to a 2-point lead with 2 ends to go with the hammer. And on sheet D, Team Aller San Francisco is facing Team Fleming of Coyotes. And Fleming is in control, 6-1 in the 7th. And once again, all these scores are posted to bondspieler.com. You can check out scoring as it happens online at bondspieler.com. So I think LeClair is just going to try and draw, and maybe if it taps the red further undercover, so much the better. So it's actually going to hit the inside of the red and roll under the guards. So now Meyer, this could be a bit tricky for Meyer. When you look at it face on, the red on the right is fully open. The red on the slight left is covered, but I wonder what they're going to do here. Yeah. So someone, Brandon in the warm room suggested hitting the red on the right and kind of rolling under the other red towards the center of the button. And that makes sense. As Jim and Will are talking it over, that's what they're trying to line up. Not looking for a lot of weight, just kind of based on where they're positioning the broom. Looks like they're positioning the broom for almost hack to board weight. But they definitely want to make sure they cross. They want to move further left past the center of that right stone. Will's got the shot in mind. He's going to talk it over with his teammates. This is another key shot coming from Will Meyer here in the 7th. He was focused and he's kind of resetting himself. Here we go. Looking for a hit and a nice roll under the center. That's over curling. This could be okay. It was not. It could have been a bit of a disaster, but it.
There goes that shot. That was probably off that shot.
Some friendly exchange there between the Vice, Jim, and Bob LeClair. Just an unfortunate miss there, and now it gives LeClair a chance to add another point. To take a fairly commanding 10-5 lead with 1 end to go. Kind of curious what happened with Myers' last. I thought they were thinking about needing a bit more weight than that. Bob LeClair makes his way down the ice, down the sheets for his final shot here in the 7th end. Got 2 in the hand, looking to put 3 in the bush. We're looking for the 3rd in the bush. Looking to get a 3rd one in the house. Needs to be full 8 foot to count. Looks pretty good. Needs to make sure it doesn't crash on the guard. It's past the guard. Needs to sit down. It's going to wick off of the red on the 4 foot and sit down for 3. And that will do it. It is game as LeClair adds 3 and Meyer shakes hands. Team Meyer shakes hands. So that's ball game, and that was a pretty fun game to have seen. Definitely glad that you guys were able to tune in. We're going to sign off in just a moment, but just a quick reminder of a couple things. Coming up at 9 tonight, we're going to have some more women's round robin action as Team Juilliard takes on Team Walsh. It's going to be on at 9. And then coming up Friday, we have a full quadruple header of games starting at 9 and continuing at 12:30, 4:30, and 8 p.m. And so that's all on our MoPac YouTube channel. Definitely glad that you guys were able to tune in for today's game. The 2024 MoPac Men's and Women's Club Playdowns is brought to you by DoubleTakeout.com. DoubleTakeout.com is a stats lover's paradise operated by Ken Pomeroy, which takes the stats from each week of the competitive curling season and breaks them down to come up with comprehensive world rankings of the top teams from throughout the world. It's a really great site if you have a chance to check it out. We definitely thank DoubleTakeout.com for their sponsorship and Ken as well. And so that's going to do it for us here for this draw. Before we sign off, let's recap Around the Rings one last time. Again, you can check out all the scores on bondspieler.com. Looks like the 8th end on sheet A is wrapping up. Hernandez is holding on to a 1-point lead over Team Raju. Team McBride defeated Team Burnt on sheet B, 10-4. On sheet C, we just saw Bob LeClair and his ring defeat Team Meyer 10-5. And then on sheet D, Team Aller and Team Fleming are facing off. Fleming is holding on to a 6-3 lead. So thank you so much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. For all of us here at MoPac Coyotes Curling, DoubleTakeout.com, and everyone else on the face of the earth, this has been your host Ryan saying thank you, good curling, and we'll see you tonight at 9.